Hello Gemini, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your December tarot forecast. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. I'm glad to have you here. I'm excited to deliver this reading. Already have the Christmas setup for myself. I'm excited actually I'm excited to summarize what didn't happen in this year, and I'm excited to plan for the next one, and I hope you are as well. So today I'm going to be doing using a little bit different approach, such as for my usual ending of the reading with messages from a person, I'll be using another tarot deck instead of my Hermit Tarot with messages. And also for my Oracle deck, I picked the Spirit Junkie Oracle from Gabby Bernstein. I feel like this is going to be, so this is the deck with affirmations, basically positive statements, mantras that you can use. You can remind yourself, okay, this is where I am, this is where I'm going. So this is going to be, I feel, very useful in December as we are setting ourselves up for the next year. And we can all use some positive affirmations, can't we? Let's see what we have for Gemini. Speaking of which, I will be delivering a webinar on personal astrology. It's going to be a free webinar happening next week. I will post a separate video on my channel about it. There will be a community tab post as well. Just keep checking the channel for the information to sign up, or you can just drop me an email and ask to sign up that way. That also works. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to explain why I feel this is a fascinating subject in terms of personal growth, learning more about yourself and your capabilities, your potential, right, to realize yourself in life. I was never a big proponent of astrology until the last couple of years, and every few months I keep discovering something new that is just fascinating to me. So I've decided to do the webinar. We'll also have a workshop in January, which is going to be more of a deeper dive, a lot more practical. I'll give a lot more details on different patterns and setups, right? But this webinar is just to give you an idea of how much you can actually learn about yourself, right? And how you can utilize that information in your inner work. Because inner work and self-healing is another topic I'm fascinated about, and I will be delivering more educational information about it next year. But I decided to start with astrology just because I feel like this is a good setup for understanding what's going on with you better, right? Especially if you're on a spiritual path, if you're a light worker or a twin flame, right? Because in those cases, like in light worker mission, you also have your main occupation and your relationship tied towards your personal setup, right? Like we all do, of course, right? But there it's even more important. It's going to be a lot more surprising, right? Than for the majority of us. So that way, I feel like it's even more important. So I will be uncovering myths. I will be talking about my story and how I feel this can be applied, like what I did, my approach, how it can be applied for yourself. And this is, as much as anything, this is like me sharing some info and some tools for you to be able to do it for yourself and to find out more stuff without having to turn to other people, hiring someone to help you figure out what is going on. Okay, Gemini, you got the card. I welcome healthy, loving relationships. Isn't it the best, right? And this is, I think statistically, this is the most popular topic that people are thinking about when summarizing the passing year and planning for the next one, right? Healthy and loving relationships. And a big reminder before we even get into tarot that the most important relationship that you can have is with yourself. It comes even before your higher power, right? It's like first place is your relationship with yourself. Second place is your relationship with your higher power, with the divine, whatever you believe in. And then the third place is going to be like your significant other, maybe a family member, people around you are definitely third place and lower. So when we talk about this, think about the relationships in that way. What do we have for Gemini? And by the way, don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe to my channel, share it with other people. Four of Pentacles. So this is for your love situation. Four of Pentacles, the Judgment. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. And Two of Cups. Look at that. Soul connection. Deep connection with a soulmate or a twin flame. Okay, for the workplace, we have Three of Pentacles. That's great. This is like one of the best cards you can get for workplace. Eight of Cups. All right. And Five of Cups. That's interesting. Got both of these cards in Aries reading. You may want to check that out. And by the way, don't forget, check out readings for other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or the North Node. And that's going to be one of the topics I'm going to be covering, of why those placements, what is it about them that's special. We keep hearing them from tarot readers, but do you actually know why they're important, what they represent? Which parts of your personality, so to speak. Okay, and for the advice, we have the Star. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. Seven of Pentacles. Nice. Speaking of planning, and King of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. Yes, baby. Manifesting something loving and beautiful. Yeah, and actually, there is a big revelation in the month of December about your relationship. That it's a super, like, kind of fated, meant to be relationship. And even if you feel, and that's normal, like, part of having a healthy and loving relationship is not to idolize the other person, right? It's about seeing things in a realistic way, but understanding that even through the weak points or shadow traits that both of you have, you're still a match. And there is an interesting interplay, between you because of those things. And that's what's also meaningful for your life, for their life, right? Like, that's the whole idea. And you're seeing that with your person. You're seeing it with the Judgment card. You're getting new vision, new perspective on how, like, what's keeping you together, right? Like, what is this relationship really about? What awaits for you long term? A lot of times they think like, okay, so we're having fun, like, it's all great now. What's gonna happen in 3 years and 5 years? So if you had those questions before, you will start seeing the answers to them in this month. Like, you will clearly see that picture. Of course, it's still up to you to decide whether that's something that you want, right? But anyway, you will get that vision, you will get clarity. And you will also understand that what you've been doing before, even if it didn't seem totally positive or something serious, it was an important foundation that you were building. And you had to build that trust gradually between yourselves to be able to step into a more relationship on a more soulful level, right? Where you can have that level of intimacy when you are very open, comfortable, and vulnerable with each other. So there is like this transformational energy in yourself, first and foremost, on your attitude towards love, towards relationships, and even the trigger dynamic I'm getting here. So it's like there is a divine intervention to help you heal maybe some of the previous triggers, maybe even with this person, so that you can move beyond those and focus on what's really important. Okay, and speaking of focusing on what's important in your workspace, you have the brilliant collaboration, but you also have some things that you need to kind of put behind you, right? And so there will be like negative and positive. And negative doesn't have to happen right now, but you'll be thinking about it. You'll be reminded of certain past experiences. And the important part is to focus on the positive. Like, in this Five of Cups, the guy is actually holding 2 full cups and working with those, rather than 2 cups is again 2 cups, right? Like, this is the loving connection, loving collaboration, right? Rather than focusing on the 3 spilled cups. And that's how you're supposed to see it, right? Focus on the beautiful, kind, compassionate, and productive collaboration that you have right now, at least the options that you have in front of you, and not be playing safe or playing small because you're remembering some experiences from the past where it didn't go very well, right? Like, it's important to start a clean slate if you wish, if you need to, right? Where you're like, okay, that was done. Now, I'm different, my life is different, and so I can't really compare how things played out then and how, like, what's gonna happen right now, right? And settle on that part. The upcoming, the advice is, it's an interesting combination of different vibrations. I actually like it. To focus on the bigger goal first and foremost, but still keep the details in mind, right? Like, the star is like the major, kind of the bird's eye view on the goal, on the objective, on the future, right? Seven of Pentacles is about a more detailed view, right? Like low level detailed planning and invest in it more than anything, right? So it's not even about having all 100 steps planned out in advance. It's about investing your resources. If this matches, like these details or examples or activities match the bigger goal, then definitely invest in them. That's how you're letting the universe know that you're ready, that you're serious about it, you want to make it happen, right? Then stay in your loving vibration, even if you are not ready to necessarily express your feelings and emotions, everything that is going on here, right? Like, maybe you're not ready to share all of it with other people, but at least it doesn't mean that you should be shutting yourself down from them. It's still important to be aware about feelings and emotions, to be aware of other people and what's going on with them, right? And be able to show that emotional intelligence in your communication, whatever is needed by the situation, and not just kind of bail on it because you have a lot going on, right? Like, a lot of times we say that. I say it sometimes too. Like, yeah, I just can't deal with it right now. Like, I have a lot going on myself, so why should I be, like, if that person is not even telling me, what's bothering them, what's wrong, then why should I be expending a lot of time trying to figure it out? I have a lot on my plate, right? No, it's not that. People around you will need you, and you will need you, right? So it's important to be aware of your feelings and emotions and be there to build healthy, loving relationships, or to keep those if you feel like those are already around you. All right, let's get some messages from your love interest to yourself. Messages for Gemini from their person. Okay, so we have Page of Swords and the star, another star. Beautiful. We had this star and we have this star. So guess what? Your person, this is a confirmation, your person knows that you're destined for great things. And they can also now see more of that bigger picture, bigger goal, right? They know that you still have a lot to learn, to learn in terms of not just the knowledge, but also habits and skills, like practical skills, right? But they know you're on the right track, and they want to send you this energy of encouragement on your learning path to those big goals, right? That you're already beautiful, you already have so much to be proud of what you've done and how far you've come, right? And they are amazed and very much excited to see how that is going to expand in the future and how many more beautiful things you're going to be able to accomplish. Okay, I hope this has been good for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.